nothing wrong with the Twitter accounts. Oh, nah, what's my name, says Paul. Talking about João Felix, and there's a bit of a rumour mill going around about João Felix and him coming to Manchester United. What I can tell you, absolutely, is that if you want João Felix at United, Maguire better go, McTominay better go, Martial better go, Henderson better go, before you even start thinking about João Felix. João Felix deal to Chelsea for 6 months was north of 10 million quid. His wages are big, and they had to pay Atletico Madrid a fee. So if United want João Felix on loan for a season, you've got to cover his wages, which is millions, and then you've got to give Atletico Madrid a fee as well. It'll be somewhere between 10 and 20 million pounds for João Felix for a season, and at the end of it, he's not your player. It's not the sort of deal United like to do. We haven't got the money for it. We just simply haven't got the money for it. The only way this deal happens is if we sell players, which is why I started the show with there needs to be far more scrutiny from our fan base and the media around the sales of players. Because at the moment, there's just this party going around about Mount, Onana and maybe Højlund. But that will be it. That will be it. Amrabat is a player Man United can sign and should sign. But, a centre-back is a player United should sign and could sign. But they're not going to happen if Scott McTominay and Harry Maguire stay at the football club. And João Felix is not going to happen if Anthony Martial stays at the football club. So there's 3 identifiable areas of the team that Ten Hag wants to improve and needs to improve, but won't be able to improve because, again, it's the Murtaugh roadblock. This happened to Solskjaer. It certainly happened to Mourinho. It probably happened to Van Gaal as well. I don't really remember. But it's the progress the manager wants to make up the road. And then there's a roadblock with Murtaugh saying, that's as far as you're going to go because I can't sell players. And that is what's going to stop Amrabat, a centre-back, and certainly any fantasy deal for João Felix. Now, João Felix is a player that would love to come to Manchester United. João Felix is a player that Eric Ten Hag wanted last summer, wanted in January, and wants now. That, he does want him, and João Felix, of course, would play for Manchester United. Would I take João Felix at United? The whole time he was at Chelsea, I was like, he's made the wrong choice. He should have gone to Arsenal or United. He suits Arsenal or United better. Chelsea is a bloody mess. That was a stupid deal. I don't know what his agent was saying. I don't know what homework he did. But Chelsea was a stupid deal to do in a team that was just all over the place. He's a really intelligent footballer. He's a really good footballer in the final third when it comes to possession. Would you need João Felix when you've got Mason Mount? Yes, because João Felix will not play as a number 8. João Felix can play as a false 9. He can play off the wide. I just don't think it happens because, yes, Ten Hag wants him. Yes, the player would come. But reality, you've got to bring yourself back to reality. And I think sometimes it's like that story, was it yesterday or Friday, from the Manchester Evening News saying that United want 2 strikers. Well, you start going, well, yesterday there was a story that they want 2 strikers, and now there's a story about João Felix. Oh, it's happening. But then you go back to the previous 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks where it's been United haven't got any money because of financial fair play. What do you want to believe? A couple of stories on a weekend or the last 9 weeks of briefs from the club that they don't have any money? Because that's where it's coming from. The club are telling people they've got no money. The club are talking about financial fair play. Now, you know my thoughts on financial fair play. It's a nonsense. But it's a nonsense being put out there by the club because they haven't got any money, because they can't sell players. And if we sell players, we can buy more players. But at the moment, Mount, Onana and Højlund is going to be it until we start selling players. So it's going to be a really interesting couple of weeks because we go on tour, and when you take on tour players that are up for sale, it's difficult when you're on the other side of the world and you're playing a game every 2 or 3 days. It's difficult to do stuff. So then you don't come back from tour until, the first week of August, and then you've only got 3 weeks to do deals. And ultimately, if you can't sell, you can't buy. So, look, logically, you look at it like this, don't you? If Maguire, McTominay, Fred, Martial, Williams, Henderson get on the plane to the US, they're not getting sold until August, which means we're not buying any more